Merry Christmas, everybody, in the Miami sports world, and welcome to the Miami Heat preview. So, this is something that I don't normally do in regular seasons, but because of the holiday special and the Christmas special, I figured this is a special occasion because it is one of the best holidays for the year for everybody. And tonight, we get the privilege of being part of the 5 games for Christmas matchups tonight. And for this matchup, it is the Miami Heat going up against the Philadelphia 76ers. So, in their history, they played each other 134 times in 36 years. This will be 135th. Miami Heat has a 4-game advantage over the Philadelphia 76ers. They won 69 games. Nice. And the other team, Philadelphia 76ers, who won 65 games in the matchup head-to-head. That's just head-to-head. Head-to-head matchups in the entire history of their existence. That dates all the way back to February 22nd, 1989, where the Heat going through their expansion year as the Sixers just absolutely crushed them and dominated them. And before the Heat even finally get their first win against the 76ers, they have finally done that in April 19th, 1991. And even with all that, the Heat still had a head-to-head advantage of them. Now, in the last couple of years, the Heat would have a back and forth, a roller coaster head-to-head. With the Heat winning one, and Philadelphia responds, Miami wins, Philadelphia responds, Miami wins, Philadelphia responds. That would continue on from 2020 to 2021 season all the way to right now. But they don't talk much about playoffs. So Miami Heat did have history with them, with the playoffs, and in the 2018-19 season, the Heat did face them in the playoffs. Philadelphia win that series against them in the 2019 calendar year, ultimately falling to the Toronto Raptors. Then, in the past couple of years ago, 2021-2022 season, they had met each other in the playoffs, and ultimately Miami Heat came out victorious, going to the Eastern Conference Finals, going up to Boston Celtics, where we ultimately fall to them in 7 games. That was 2 years ago. So, Philadelphia going through some coaching changes, letting go Doc Rivers, and Joel Embiid just playing out of his mind so far. Now, in the last, let's go with last 7 matchups. Actually 11. In the 2021 season, they met in December 15th, where the Heat win this game in Philadelphia. That was a thrilling win against the 76ers. January 15th, they were outlasted by the Sixers at home, which was an absolutely frustrating resort. But hey, what can you do? March 5th, which the game I went to, that's part of my Season 2 matchups, the Heat dominated 3-point possessions in that game alone against 76ers. And then March 21st, they were beat by Philadelphia on the road. And then they met each other in the playoffs, and the Heat beat them in 6 games. In 2022 season, February 27th, would be the first matchup, if that's already, 50 games into the season, and they finally meet each other in February 27th, and then they would meet again in Miami. The Heat would win against the Sixers by 2 points. That was a thrilling win. And then they go home to Miami, where they just get beat by Philadelphia. And then going up to Philadelphia, the Heat just absolutely beat them on TNT, 129-101. That is their last matchup in that game. That is their last matchup up till right now. So coming into tonight, Philadelphia, one of the best teams, 20-8 of the season. Miami Heat right now, 17-12. This is probably going to be a good game. Now, injuries. We got to talk injuries. Let's start with Philadelphia because they are the road team. Nicholas Batum is out for this game. Robert Covington is a game time decision. Mo Bamba, I know a thing or two about Mo Bamba. He is also a game time decision. But the big one here, Joel Embiid is not playing today. And they didn't really say why, actually. I don't know if it's because he's actually injured or they're resting him or something happened. I have no idea. I have to take a look why that's the case. But Joel Embiid is not playing this game, and that gives Heat an advantage. I don't know. This might be a joke to say, but I don't know if they want to save Joel Embiid's reputation against especially against the Miami Heat. Because the thing with the Miami Heat is he's always getting outshined by Bam Adebayo. Just saying here. But anyway, all kidding aside, that's the injuries for the Philadelphia 76ers. Now for the Miami Heat, it is a game time decision for Haywood Highsmith, and actually they just announced Haywood Highsmith is inactive tonight, so he is not going to play tonight. Jimmy Butler, he is also a game time decision, but I'm very confident that he's going to play tonight against his former team. I'm confident he's going to play in this game against Philadelphia. And then Josh Richardson is also game time decision, which it's a 50-50 with him. I don't know whether or not he's not going to play, or I don't know whether or not he's going to play. And because Haywood Highsmith is not playing, I'm going to take a shot and say Richardson would end up playing this game against Philadelphia. So, big matchup here tonight on Christmas Day. The Heat, the last 5 games. Now let's talk 5 games. Philadelphia, back to against Toronto. Philadelphia has beaten them 121-111 against Toronto Raptors. December 20th, they beat Minnesota Timberwolves. Timberwolves are just absolutely killing it. They dominated them 127-113. December 18th, they actually lose to Chicago Bulls 108-104. That's a surprising one. And then they beat, no surprise there. I mean, just an absolute dominance against Charlotte Hornets, 135-82. And then a typical L to Detroit Pistons, which I am just shocked. We'll talk about them another time. But they beat Detroit Pistons 124-92. And the Charlotte game was just as bad, so don't feel bad. Now for the Heat's last 5 matchups, pretty okay. We beat Atlanta Hawks. I did a recap on that already. They beat them 122-113, even without Jimmy Butler. And they beat Orlando Magic 115-106 at Amway. Well, now they're named something else. Then they lose in the close one, just blowing the lead once again against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Beating Chicago Bulls with the walk-off shot by Jimmy Butler. And then, of course, you got the other game against Chicago Bulls where they just never took the lead whatsoever. So that is the Heat's last 5 games. And the game is going to take place at Kaseya Center, Philadelphia, according to ESPN Analytics, which ESPN never truly liked the Miami Heat sports anyway. But they predicted that 56.7% chance that the Sixers will take this game against Miami Heat tonight on ESPN at Kaseya Center. For my prediction, I think it's going to be a pretty close one, even without Joel Embiid. I think Tyler Hero is still going to find a way to put the ball in the basket. Bam Adebayo is going to be a rebound factor in this game, especially now that Embiid is out. And maybe, just maybe, Duncan Robinson's still going to pull some records, and Jimmy Butler is still going to find some open lanes and shoot some baskets in there. And Jaime Jaquez, let's see what happens with him. And we got a good one tonight, and I think they picked a pretty good one on ESPN. This is the fourth. It's a 4th game of tonight. Let's see what happens. So as soon as I made this outro, now there's an update with Jimmy Butler, Josh Richardson, and Haywood Highsmith. Well, we knew that Haywood Highsmith would be out for the game, but I said there's a chance that Jimmy Butler would play, and so is Josh Richardson. And then now we just got word that frickin' Butler, Richardson, and Haywood Highsmith were all game time decisions, and they're ruled out. They're all ruled out of this game. So my prediction is out toilet already. So that's yeah, so just great. Just great to see the update saying that Butler, especially Jimmy Butler, is not playing tonight against Philadelphia. So okay, now I have to eat my words with Jimmy Butler for trying to find some clutch open lane shots. So everything else, I stand by my predictions with Bam without rebounding 76ers, Tyler Hero. I think Tyler Hero is going to be more of a leader tonight. And Jaime Jaquez will come in clutch once again. That's what I think, at least. So yeah. So of course when I finish the other video, I get the news. I'm like, I'm just off, of course. Anyway, what can you do? But anyway, that's gonna do it for this video. I think they picked a pretty good one still. If you do enjoy this video, and Merry Christmas. Hit the like button, subscribe for content, because Miami TVG has it back. And when he does, he'll be right there with the entertainment you deserve. This is Miami TVG signing off, folks. Good night, everybody.